Guys, this is what nobody's telling you about the 3-1 remontada at Oviedo. But before we dive into the 5 key takeaways, let me state some facts, okay? Because La Liga has been amazing so far through 6 games. Real Madrid is the overall leader, right? Barcelona is the runner-up. Then Real Madrid has the best defense in the tournament. Barcelona has the best offense in the tournament. Real Madrid has a perfect record. Barcelona has an unbeaten record, only with 1 draw against Rayo Vallecano. It's an epic battle for the league title, and it's on, man. It's officially on. It's going to be neck and neck until probably the end of this tournament. I mean, the end of La Liga. I mean, it's going to be nuts. I mean, we're just getting started, right? But still. It's crazy. So now, let me give you my 5 key takeaways basically for this game, and let me know in the comments. But guys, please make sure you hit the like button, you subscribe to the channel, and you let me know in the comments what is your main key takeaway of this game. So let's go with lesson number 1. Frenkie de Jong deserves his flowers. When you play next to Pedri, look, the best midfielder in the world, right? In Pedri Gonzalez, it's very easy for people not to notice you. But what Frenkie has been doing for Barcelona is absolutely fundamental. This was a tough game, frustrating first half. Flick makes some changes. He brings on Frenkie de Jong in the second half, and the entire game flips entirely. And suddenly, Barcelona has control now. Suddenly, there's calmness. Suddenly, there's leadership in the midfield. That is basically Frenkie de Jong changing that game. And then he came the moment of magic. It was Frenkie with that silky touch, that perfect cross into the box, and Lewandowski with the kind of header the strikers dream about doing this their whole lives, or at least once. In 5 minutes. Look at that stat line. 1 missed pass for the entire game for Frenkie de Jong. He won every duel. And beyond these numbers, off the ball, he's a genius. On the ball, he's a magician. The remontada starts and ends with Frenkie de Jong. So don't even get me started if you don't agree with this. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. And then my key takeaway number 2 is Barcelona's defense is becoming a toolbox. Look, Eric Garcia had a masterclass. He played right back. He played left back. He scored the equalizer. He sparked the comeback remontada. And then on the ball, it's like a Swiss Army knife, this guy. I already need to see him next season. Reliable, versatile, effective. He needs to stay for next season. And it's crazy to think about that he was about to leave mid-season last year to Girona, and Flick said, "I'm stopping this. I'm literally vetoing this move," and that's all credit to Hansi Flick. So many good things that Hansi Flick has done. And then there's Ronald Araujo. I mean, this was the captain's performance. A pre-assist on the first goal, igniting the troops in the remontada. A ball that Ferran Torres controls, takes the shot, rebound, Eric Garcia is there. And then the third goal himself. And then defensively, he was rocket solid. 2 fouls in this game and won basically every one-on-one. He looked like the old Ronald Araujo from Xavi Hernandez, one of the best defensive center backs in the world once again. That was massive for Barcelona moving forward. Don't get me wrong. But here's the part that people don't want to admit. Barcelona loves to talk about, everyone loves to talk about Real Madrid's defense is elite. They're so good. They're world class. They're rock solid. Barcelona's defense, supposed to be fragile. And let's look at the truth. Here are the facts. This is not my opinion, okay? Real Madrid has conceded 3 goals so far through 6 games. And Barcelona's weak defense has allowed only 4. Only 1 less goal. And one of those wasn't even on the defense. It was Joan Garcia hollered tonight. That's literally what it was. So when you really break it down, but the Barcelona defense is far more underrated than people realize. This defense has been good. so far. I was upset though that Real Oviedo has only scored 1 goal in the last 5 games, and they scored on us. But we know it was an open play, but we know it was a gift from heaven from Jong Garcia to Real Oviedo, and he needs to learn his lesson going forward. So now, takeaway number 3 is Lewandowski is still a guarantee. Look, 5 minutes into the pitch, and the tie was already broken. A world-class header. It's a textbook striker play. Okay? The type of goal that you dream of scoring once in your entire life, he did that in 5 minutes into this game. This season, Lewandowski has 1 goal every 54 minutes. Let me repeat that. 1 goal every 54 minutes. Flick is managing his minutes perfectly. Okay? That's on Flick too. He's not overlooked. He's fresh, and when he comes on, he's lethal. Against Valencia, he came on off the bench, and what happened? Scores 2 bangers, world-class striker goals. Tonight, he came off the bench and broke the game open when it was literally tied. Lewandowski is no longer playing every single minute, right? We know that. But in this role, he's becoming an ultimate weapon. Lewandowski, man, he's legend at the club, is still alive to this day, and I wanted him to come on the second half, by the way, and I'm so happy that Hansi Flick brought him back. And dude, it was a game changer. So here's my takeaway number 4. Intensity cannot be optional for this team. The biggest problem in the first half wasn't tactics. It wasn't lineup, really. It was intensity. Barcelona gave 4 corners in the first 10 minutes of that game to a newly promoted side that is borderline pathetic. That is not strategy. That's effort. That's urgency. That's focus. Say what you want about Real Madrid, but trust me, man, I've got plenty to say. But this is what they do. This is what they do really well. They played every single game with intensity. That's what they've been doing with Xavi Alonso. They force opponents into mistakes. And when you do that, when you press, when you play with intensity, they force opponents to play perfectly technically. Perfect in technically. You have to be good on the ball. When your pressure is the highest, then your performance drops if you don't have the quality to play. The more time you give the players, the more they can do with the ball. Barcelona needs to match that with or without Frenkie, honestly, because Frenkie came on in the second half, with or without Lamine Yamal. Intensity has to be non-negotiable, because when Barcelona raises the level, they look like champions. They look like the team that nobody can beat. But when you don't, they literally made a bottom of the league team look good. And that's literally what we were letting them play. We need to play on our terms, not play on their terms. And that's one of the issues in this game. So, guys, my takeaway number 5 is Marcus Rashford is becoming vital to this team. This is no longer a role player, okay? Rashford is becoming a key part in Hansi Flick's attack. Go back just a few days ago against Newcastle. Lamine Yamal was out. Rashford scores 2 world-class goals to break the game open. Without those, Barcelona doesn't win. We don't win that game. We don't. Tonight, he was the best player on the first half, okay? The most active, the most dangerous, the only one who really looked like something was about to happen every time he had the ball. And honestly, it was a miracle he didn't score. Oviedo's keeper stood his head compared to Rafinha, for example. Flat, predictable, stuck wide without an impact. And you know what? It's not that he had a bad game. It's not that Rafinha had a bad game. It's just that the game was asking him for him to do something. And the only one who was doing something was Rashford. And until Lamine Yamal is back, I'd rather see Rashford on the right. And I want to see Rafinha go back to the left, because on the right, he's not it right now. He forgot how to play on that side. I'd rather see Rashford on that side on the right, because he can play it on both sides. He's been delivering. He's been making things happen for this team. And quite frankly, he's giving this attack right now a ton of life. And that's just what I will say. And my final key takeaway, right? This remontada. Actually, before I do that, guys, I'm going to remind you, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and always comment your thoughts. Let me know what your biggest takeaway was about this game. So, for my final key takeaway, the remontada is bigger than 3 points. What we saw tonight is a blueprint. Barcelona showed flaws, lack of intensity, wasted rotations, and a poor first half. But they also show their depth, their leadership, their ability to solve problems, and most importantly, their ability to win ugly. And you know what? We give Real Madrid credit. We praise Real Madrid. They have installed this culture that we need to praise them for their remontadas. But when Barcelona does remontadas, we say we play bad, and we say we play like we play trash. We need to change that mentality. Madrid and Barcelona, man, they're on a collusion course. One has the perfect defense, the other one has the perfect attack. And if Barcelona can bring back the same intensity as Madrid brings every single week, this league is going to be down. Is going to be going down to the wire. And let me just say it plain, okay? Tonight wasn't just a remontada. It was a reminder. Barcelona is here, brother. Barcelona, they are not going away. Now, let me give you the silver lining for tonight. This was most likely our last game without Lamine Yamal and Alejandro Balde, of course. And somehow Barcelona managed to win all 4 games without them. Not just wins, convincing wins against Newcastle. Tonight we won against Valencia. Compare that to last season. That was massive improvement. Flick and this whole team deserve a ton of credit. And having a winger like Rashford, that helped a ton, man. That helped so much like you have no idea. This is why I was making fun of Dave for laughing that we got Marcus Rashford on this team. So think about this. If Barcelona can do this without Lamine and Balde, just imagine what's coming when they come back.